Hello and assalamu alaikum viewers. In today's video, we are going to talk about how to write an essay, the steps of writing an essay, and what things to keep in mind while writing an essay. Hey, but before we move further, please hit the like button. Also comment on this video. Don't forget to share this video with your family and friends, and also subscribe so you'll receive all our new videos. Step 1 is planning the essay. This is the step where you plan your essay, plan the draft, jot down all the points and all. Let's get started with this step. Part 1 is analyze the topic and understand the question. You have to take a lot of time and think about what the question is actually asking you to do. You should underline the keywords such as describe, propose, or argue. You should also underline the main ideas or themes such as family, freedom, etc. Part 2 is deciding what type of essay you will write according to the question. The question will indirectly tell you what type of essay it is, whether it is a narrative, descriptive, expository, or persuasive. Part 3 is considering your audience. Most of us write essays for academic purposes, so our main audience is a teacher. He or she might expect a direct, concise, and clear essay with very little or no minor errors. Part 4 is think about what you will write in your essay. Now that you have considered your audience and your teacher's expectations, you have to make a detailed outline and think about what you will write in your essay to fulfill those expectations. The last part of planning is develop your ideas and research your topic. You have to develop your ideas using brainstorming activities such that you open up your mind. You also have to research your topic if it is necessary using reliable and good resources. Now that you have planned what to write and how to write in your essay, you have to move on to step 2, which is getting started with drafting your essay. Step 2, part 1 is draft a strong and tentative thesis. The thesis is the main part and a very important element of your essay. It actually is a brief introduction and a summary of what your actual argument or point is in the whole of the essay. So it needs to be strong. Step 2, part 2 is develop your introduction. The introduction is a very important part as it introduces the reader and is the main part where it actually has to capture the reader's attention and hook him or her to reading the rest of the essay. Now that you have outlined your introduction, you have to now outline the rest of the essay. Outlining includes jotting down the main points using your notes and the research you have done. You may jot down it in a bubble shape or in a numbered list. It's up to you. After the planning and outlining of your essay, you have to make a draft of your essay, which will include you making a perfectly shaped essay as a draft. Step 3, part 1 is collecting your material and research. Now as you have to draft your essay, you need to collect and put down all your material in an organized manner so you don't face any difficulty in drafting while finding your material and everything. Now that you have started drafting your essay, you need to know that you have to start each paragraph with a topic sentence. A topic sentence is basically a summary of what you will include in your essay. It should be an indirect summary. It should not be directly referring that it is a summary. You may have collected a lot of material and information and details, but you don't need to include all that in your essay. You just need to include enough details and don't overwhelm your essay with too much details and information. Remember, details should be relevant and useful. Now that you have drafted all of your essay, you have to work towards a conclusion. An essay is like a funnel where the conclusion forms like a result of or an outcome. You have to make it as a summary of the essay, or it should be used as a proof of your Last step, revising your essay. Now that you have drafted your whole essay, you need to revise your essay and correct any mistakes you have made and make it into a polished and perfect essay. Before you start revising, you need to keep one thing in mind. You need to give yourself a lot of time for revising. Revising requires lots of checks and rechecks by your family, friends, and yourself. So actually, you don't have to leave your essay for the last minute. Part 2 of step 4. You need to focus on improving your content of the essay first. You don't just have to sit and check your grammar over and over again. You first have to improve your content and research more if necessary. Part 3. You could also ask your friend to read your essay because you yourself have read your essay many times. So your brain may have recorded everything and you might think that everything is correct. Or you can read your essay aloud because you might have read your essay a lot of times but in your voice. Reading aloud could also help. Last step of writing an essay. Do a final check of your essay. Now in this check you have to check the grammar, spelling and everything once again and for the last time. So the first tip is always keep in mind what type of essay you have to write and your audience, so that you can structure and change your essay whenever in the middle of the essay you want. You don't want to move from one type of the essay to another, so you need to keep in mind the types of essays. Now as I had explained before, you have to write just enough details. Details should not be irrelevant or excessive. Otherwise, the reader might get exhausted and he may leave reading your essay. Tip 3 is you have to make your essay easy to read. You don't need to use too many compound and complex sentences. You don't want to use too much advanced vocabulary, otherwise it may confuse your reader and he may get misled. Tip 4 is include the thesis statement in the introduction. It might be easy for the reader to guess what you are writing the essay about if you include your thesis in the introduction, so that the reader can catch up with the rest of the essay. Tip 5 is use transitions between paragraphs. You need to make sure that paragraphs don't seem like they are different pieces of text just joined together to form an essay. You need to use phrases like aforementioned or in the above paragraph to make a transition. You may use advanced vocabulary, proverbs, idioms, quotes to enhance your writing, but remember, you don't have to overuse anything. Otherwise, the reader would be confused and deceived. Tip 7. As all the questions you might have solved, you might have noticed one thing: you have to answer everything asked in the question. So same goes for the essay. You have to answer and discuss everything asked in the question or essay prompt. As I told you before, you have to use simple and short sentences. You don't need to use too many complex or compound sentences. However, you may seldom use them because too many compound and complex sentences may deceive the reader. A very important tip and a very important part: you have to revise your essay thoroughly after completion. You have to revise your essay a lot after completion, as I told you before in the steps of writing essay. The 10th tip, as I told you before, don't squeeze in too many details. I've been repeating this a lot of times. I know it may have exhausted you, but it is a very important part. You don't have to add irrelevant or not useful details. Do not plagiarize. If you are caught plagiarizing, you will be severely punished, and it is known. Because plagiarism is a kind of stealing of somebody else's ideas. You should add your own ideas, or if you take from someone else, you must cite them. You must add reference. 12th and last tip: do not start your essay with "in my essay" or "once upon a time." They are too overused and it is quite boring now. you need to think of some exciting introduction. Now moving on to the FAQs. The first question is, what is a thesis? So a thesis is a very important element of your essay. It is basically the main point, the central idea, or the main argument of your essay. The thesis definition may differ according to the type of essay. Second question, how do you analyze the essay question? Now, for analyzing the essay question, you need to underline the keywords which tell you what you have to do in the essay, and the main themes or the main ideas which you have to discuss in your essay. This will help you analyze the question. Third question, how do I enhance my essay? You can use advanced vocabulary codes, proverbs, idioms, and many more figurative expressions, literary devices to enhance your essay. There are a lot of things which can help you enhance your essay. That was all for today. I hope you enjoyed the video, understood the topic, and achieved the targeted outcomes. Feel free to ask any other questions that you have in the comments below, and if you have any other confusions, you may also ask. Bye and see you in our next video.